Everybody's favorite Croatian sensation, Baby Lasagna, is back with a brand new single called Catch Me If You Can, which I guess is the follow-up to Biggie Boom Boom, which dropped, what, like a month ago, maybe a bit longer than that, which I think, in retrospect, I was possibly a little bit harsh on when it came to making my video with my initial reaction, because that song is actually really catchy. I didn't like the sort of slightly more maybe clubby nature, more dance-influenced nature of the song compared to something like Rim Tim Techie Tim, but I did still save it into my playlist. It has crept on, and over time, I have listened to it again and again and again and again, and actually now I know most of the lyrics, and I really, really like that song. And actually, it was quite interesting, some of you guys pointing out in the comments of my reaction video to it what the song was about, and that's actually really helped me to, I don't know, understand it and appreciate it more. In fact, just with Baby Lasagna in general, it's been quite fun to go on this arc. It's one of the benefits of making these reaction videos is that I went from knowing nothing about him. I saw him in Eurovision this year, absolutely robbed for first place, by the way, thinking he was they were a band, Baby Lasagna was a collective, and then I did a couple of reaction videos, and each time I learned a little bit more about him. Now I've only just figured out he's only been doing solo music for like a year, maybe a bit longer than that. He was in a band, he was a guitarist beforehand. This sort of little arc, I think there's 5 or 6 singles he's released, of which I've done videos on. Well, I think this will be the third. He's like really quite fresh to this, and he's the same age as me, which is depressing for me. 29, good lord. But anyway, it's kind of cool. I like seeing this arc. I'm kind of rooting for him now. More context is always important. I'm very curious to see stylistically where this one's gonna fit, because Rim Tim Techie Tim to me is borderline just a power metal song, if you ask me. I mean, it's not quite. There's some tropes. The guitars aren't quite as heavy enough, but considering he's got like a guitarist origin, interesting to me that he's kind of transitioned away from that, with Biggie Boom Boom at least. So yes, let's jump into Catch Me If You Can and see whether or not Tom Hanks turns up. That'd be nice. Oh, yeah. I know I have a bad habit of pausing stuff before the music even really started, but did he just do this? Because that looked really, really suspect. Oh. I like that keyboard line in the background. There's a little fall there. Da-da-da-da. Reminds me of a few things. Kind of a bit of a throwback to some old kind of disco stuff, actually, but I really like that. Also, the way that bass came in there, also really, really nice. Like the subtle building up of layers already. Really, really good. I'm enjoying where this is going from a stylistic perspective. I'm enjoying where this one's going from a stylistic... I'm enjoying where this one is going from a stylistic perspective. Little homegrown, frowny face, don't pick the throne. Oh. The videos are always great. The tongue-in-cheek nature of the way that they're all filmed is really good. He's like got this kind of like weird line he's able to walk where he is somewhat of a cool entity. He's got the tunnels. I don't know. I think Eyeshadow Baby Lasagna is best Baby Lasagna, but he's kind of like got a bit of a presence to him, but he's also very self-deprecating. I like having a shot where he's getting battered in the head by a football. He's a charismatic bloke, and I like the stylistic choice for his videos. You got me. Almost. That's the really interesting thing about him, is that these choruses are like not where I think it's going ever. Like I bet you right now I'm sitting there going, oh, it's like kind of more synth heavy than I was expecting. But I bet you when I listen to this a few times, I'm going to get addicted to it. But it turned into like a, I don't know, this sort of Slavic influence. I can see some Little Big kind of like vibes in here as well, dancing around with the socks and the sliders and the balaclavas. It's interesting stylistically. There's a guitar, nice. The transition there's so much has happened in the last like 10 seconds. Like chorus was great. I like the half dropout. I believe there's maybe like a half bar there. You got like a tiny little drum build got a tiny little drum fill, then kicks it straight back in there. You kind of expect that in transition to be longer, but it's not. And now we've got like more emphasis on the offbeats coming in for the second part, was giving it that kind of like more kind of style dance to it, which works lovely. Again, it's definitely got like that kind of slightly more Germanic, maybe slightly Slavic vibe to it. Also, just the shot of him in the caravan, all the people with the fur coats, and they're all just kind of doing this. It's very funny. Okay. It's very interesting because, again, the style of the song is quite whimsical. His delivery is kind of whimsical. I mean, I enjoy that he's like referring to himself as a baby and all of that. But actually, if you listen a little bit, I'm sure I can't get the full scope of the context for it, but the lyrics are all quite, like, I don't know, positive, uplifting, kind of self-help, encouraging, which, you know, and maybe even this sort of like the idea of channeling your issues through music, which is something I very wholeheartedly believe in. I don't know, I like that it's got this kind of like deeper meaning to it. It's not just complete nonsense, despite the fact that he's got famous of non-lyrical choruses, but that's fine. Okay. The dance. That's also a really fun gimmick. I like the idea that this entire thing is being powered by this one dude on a bike. Again, it's like these nice little moments that just add all this finesse to these songs. I really like them. Also really nice when that guitar kicks in. It like just elevates the song just that little bit more, kind of fills out a different part of the musical spectrum that otherwise was missing, I think. Is that how they do it in Croatia? Do you give people away on donkeys? That's probably not something I can say, is it? Sure. Okay. Drum fill, nice. Oh, solo, actually. There it is, okay. The dance that the Balaclava guys are doing is absolutely fantastic. And again, like, I like the little moments. They're very good at like having breakdown moments and then doing that dramatic into the camera just at the right moment, which I appreciate. One thing negatively I will say, it's going to possibly get me in trouble, but I just hate people who wear socks and sliders. It's just one of these personal beefs I cannot get over. Maybe I'm just getting old and I'm sitting there going, you damn kids, even though this guy's exactly my age. He should know better. Very minor thing, I just can't stand it. The whole group's doing it now. Oh, okay. It's like those little moments there where it really does start to sound a bit power metal-y. I know it's definitely not, but like there was a line there where the synth and the electric guitar started mimicking and doing this like lead line, which is such a trait. There's a lot of influences coming into this, which actually it makes it quite a unique end product. Catch me if you can. That was a lot of fun. If I was to have a couple of minor gripes, I think he possibly slightly over-relies on vocal effects. Maybe once or twice. I don't know. There are a couple of sections in there where you actually can't understand what he was saying because of it. But it's a very minor gripe. I think also for me, personally, like I think the bones of that song are really, really good. There's a lot of interesting use of nuance when it comes to layering and how the different instruments kind of react with each other. I would like that guitar to be in there just a little bit more, but again, I think that's just because my taste lies in just like slightly rockier stuff. That's just me. But in terms of like actual creativity and how that song was put together, very, very good. I'd love to know, just how much influence he has over every single part of that, or whether or not he has other musicians to come in. Like, I know he's a guitarist, but whether or not he also writes the drum lines in their entirety or whatever it was, because the drums were really good in that. A couple of fills there and that little solo were really good. They were very well used to separate out the song a little bit. The vocals were pretty good. I know. I mean, the lyrics, I didn't get all of it, obviously, but from what I understand, it kind of hit that self-helpy vibe, which I like. Again, a little bit too overuse of the effects, but that's fine. The chorus was catchy. It's one of those things that by the end of it, I could already be sitting there going, "Catch me if you can," and doing the air fingering thing he was doing at the beginning for some reason. Yeah, no, it was good. I like the way that the guitars came in. Possibly could have come in a little bit more, but musically, I thought that was actually one of the more interesting ones. Also, there was no non-verbal biggie biggie boom 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 stuff in there, which was kind of fun. But I can imagine cranked up really loud at a party or something like that. That song must be absolutely hilarious to dance around to. It's very conducive to like kind of knees up, dancing around kind of thing. Video was fun. He's very charismatic. He's a charming dude. He does that like kind of side smile quite well. It was a clever setting to have a sort of outside in his community, and they're having a wedding, and they're all kind of dancing around. It's a bit janky. The costumes were clever. I wish I knew the relevance of the balaclavas, because it seems to be a recurring theme with him, but hey, it's pretty cool. I like the dance that they were doing. He's just dripping in charm, this guy, isn't he? This is yet another win for him. Like, it's another song of his that is going to go on my playlist and become... I'm going to know this whole goddamn album before it comes out, if it does actually manifest itself as that. But yeah, no, that was really enjoyable. Good lads, Baby Lasagna. Keep it coming, please. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Is it your favourite of the releases of this album? I still don't think anything yet has touched Rim Tim Tacky Tim. I didn't like I that much. Biggie Boom was great, and I quite like this one too. So yeah, I'm curious to see where you guys think this one fits in that general scope. And also, let me know in the comments if the band he was in before he became Baby Lasagna, is that worth me delving into? I don't know. So yes, if there's any fans of that in the comments, let me know. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that crazy cool stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.